used to find me. I'll be in the last place you would look, in a place where people used to be, a land that's called reality. You'll find me there. I won't be catching up on Reddit. I won't be watching any news. I'll let the planet spin without me, 'cause everything has been without me sometime. And everyone will be alright if I'm not live by satellite. It's a beautiful day, I'm running away. Don't bother to Facebook message or call me.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Film Box Podcast. I'm your humble host, Aaron Souza.
What's up? I'm Connor.
And I'm Sam.
And welcome to another fantastic episode. So we got some great stuff going on. We got a little bit of news. There's not much happening right now. But then we've got some games as always, and we're gonna go into some hot takes today. I'm gonna talk about a little bit about some of our film industry hot takes and get everyone mad at us for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah, like most guys with podcasts, we got some bad takes. So
100%. How you guys been? We got a long weekend this weekend. It's doing well. We're out there.
Yeah, if you couldn't really tell from our voices, we're doing a nice morning recording instead of our normal nighttime. So pardon us while we try to wake up a bit.
Yeah, we're good. We're professionals.
I'm sure once we start getting into the hot take, the blood will start to boil.
Probably a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got some news to go over today, starting with one of the best shows in that's out right now, House of the Dragon. Specifically, their showrunner, the co-showrunner Miguel Sapochnik, has said he's leaving the series after season 1, which is a bit unexpected, seeing as how good it is.
Yeah, it looks like he's just taking a little break from it. I don't know if he'll come back, but sources who are familiar with it said that it's been an exhausting 3 years of effort to get this show going. So
yeah,
I'm sure people just need a break to kind of recoup and make sure that they're putting the best work out. Because I did see that he is going to be sticking around with HBO, so it's not like he's just dipping.
Gone. Yeah.
So now it's just Ryan Condal. He's the co-creator, but now he's just gonna step into the sole showrunner title and keep working with George R.R. Martin to keep producing this show. Which I'm a little bit behind on it. I have like 15 minutes left of episode 2, but it's very good. It's getting me back into the whole Game of Thrones atmosphere.
Oh yeah. So it looks like not only is Sapochnik stepping down, but they're also bringing in Alan Taylor, who is a veteran of the Game of Thrones series, is coming in as an executive producer and will be directing multiple episodes in episode 2. That'll be very interesting.
Yeah, so that's good to keep the continuity within the universe.
Yep. Yeah, so a little bit of small news there. Nothing too crazy. A little bit of a shake-up. Disney's looking to shake things up a little bit.
Yeah, I guess that's one way of saying it. So they want to create like an Amazon Prime-like membership. So obviously what this means is they're just trying to connect with more casual fans and have offer like a bundle for Disney Plus and all their streaming discounts at the theme parks and with merchandise.
Yep.
Very similar with how like Amazon Prime offers like the 2-day shipping, Whole Foods discounts, and Prime Video. I did find out that they do already have something like this called the D23 Official Club. I think that's what it's called. But that is that's more like for the super fan, cut their skin, they bleed Mickey Mouse.
Oh God.
Which it offers like a bunch of exclusive events, deals, and I guess it all had a 3-year Disney Plus membership. So
Have you ever seen anyone like that up close and in person?
yeah, so it's
Oh God.
it's funny because my stance with Disney, at least just for the theme parks, I know like the whole Disney adult thing was a widely talked about topic. I don't even know if it was a while ago or if it's just still ongoing, but I've come to the conclusion that you've never been to the theme park, or you've gone like once and you're done, or it's like a yearly tradition. And
Yeah, or you go 6 times a year and you're obsessed and you have every Mickey Mouse thing ever.
yeah.
Oh God, those people make me want to cry.
Have you guys ever been to Disney World, Disneyland?
I've been to Disneyland.
Yeah, I've been to Disney World, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 times.
I've never been.
It's fun. I want to go so badly to the Star Wars: The Galaxy's Edge theme park. But just the prices are so bad. It's like $250 or something like that for one ticket just to get into Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, hey, maybe if you get this new membership they're offering, it'll be $180.
Oh, yay.
Woo,
For just $49.99 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll cut you a discount of $500 for the year.
Yeah.
For $500 a month, you can get discounts of up to $100 on tickets.
And
Oh,
we'll have
Jesus
Mickey
Christ.
spit in your mouth.
People would do that just for that. Like, there are people that would pay $500 for Mickey Mouse to spit in their mouth.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm not here to judge.
I am. It's weird. It's fucking weird, guys. Like, come on. Oh my God.
Sorry to any Disney adult we offended. But yeah, so
No, I'm not sorry. If you're a Disney adult, you need to take a look at some things.
yeah, they're looking for that kind of bundle.
Give me all the smoke.
Aaron's get the hot takes off early. A little premature.
I've got another hot take for you guys. It's not in my hot takes.
Okay,
Jeez.
boy.
So Lord of the Rings just came out, the new TV series, and I've watched 15 minutes of it and I fucking hate it.
Really?
I hate it. Oh my God.
I thought it was so much better than what I expected it to be.
Oh God.
I wasn't really going in there expecting much, but it was visually stunning. You could tell they spent millions and millions of dollars on the show.
Super expensive.
Yeah. I just for me, it's like, I look at the story and I'm just like, why do I give a shit? Like, why do I care about this?
Yeah,
I have not gotten to that point yet.
Yeah, like I've made it known I haven't seen any of the Lord of the Rings movies. I think my opinion was for like the House of the Dragon is like I'm not super invested in like all the characters, so I'm not following any storylines. But Lord of the Rings looks absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah.
Like it looks like a movie for a TV show, which I guess when you have Big Daddy Bezos just funding you can do whatever you want. But
yeah,
I have no idea who anyone is, what's happening. It's just pretty to look at. So I'm in.
My thing with it is literally like we started watching it. I watched the opening like monologue cinematic where they were doing like all the backstory, and I was just sitting there thinking to myself like, what do I care about this? Like, Lord of the Rings was so good on its own. Like, why do I why am I watching this and why do I want this? And the answer that I came up with was I don't know and I don't care.
Yeah.
So I turned it off.
I feel like I also need to add I only watched like the first 30 minutes of it, but it wasn't because I got disinterested. I just have like pretty bad ADHD, so I got distracted and just left.
Yeah. So maybe I'll give it another chance, but like I don't know, just something about it. I was just like, nah, not feeling it.
Not tickling, yeah.
Plus, I've been full Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, and that is like just so much better to me. So, anyways, now that we're back on track, after that little tangent, the Venice Film Festival is happening now. And there are a bunch of movies there, but there are some that we wanted to talk about, or at least wanted to mention, because there are some that I'm personally really excited for. I really want to see, and I know that there are some that you guys were talking about as well. So
Yeah. So, just for some backstory, it's obviously a film festival. It started August 31st with White Noise, which is a Netflix movie, which is also the first time a Netflix movie has ever opened for the film festival.
it's pretty cool.
Very cool. That White Noise is starring Adam Driver, Greta Gerwig.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, I just thought I'd toss that one out there. So I mean, why don't you start with what you're interested in?
All right, so the first movie, and I guess the movie that we've all talked about and has been all over Twitter as of the time of recording this, is The Whale, with Brendan Fraser and Sadie Sink. And I am extremely excited for this movie. I want to see it so badly. I've been wanting to see it for a long time. I just think, like, obviously it's an adaptation of a play. It's got one setting. It's got 5 characters. So I'm really interested to see how it's pulled off. And apparently it was pulled off really well, because they gave Brendan Fraser a 6-minute standing ovation at the completion of the movie. That brought him to tears and brought me to tears, and I was very happy.
Well.
But also, like, I love Sadie Sink as an actress. Like, anything that she's in is just fantastic. She's just one of those actresses that, like, is transformative in everything that she does. So,
Did you see?
excited for that.
Did you see Fear Street?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so I've seen the kill counts for Fear Street, so I can't say I've seen Fear Street, but it's on my list of things that I'm, like, watching in the near future. I was thinking maybe we could do a watch along of those movies.
Okay. I mean, not to derail this again, but I thought I heard that they were making like another set of movies.
Ooh, that'd be dope.
Because it's all based off like a novel series. I forget which one.
Isn't it R.L. Stein?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's R.L. Stein's.
Like the Fear Street novels. I think
Yeah.
that's what they were. But anywho, yeah, The Whale. This one looks devastating, and I love that. And obviously Brendan Fraser literally deserves the best this world has to give. So
100%.
all in on that.
Also all in on Blonde,
Yes.
the Marilyn Monroe film starring Ana de Armas. It's just, the more I see about it, the more I think it's going to be really, really good. So excited for that.
I agree.
Let's see. What else was I excited for? The Son, which is the follow-up to the movie The Father with Anthony Hopkins. I'm excited for that. I know The Father was really, really good. It won Anthony Hopkins an Oscar for Best Actor. So excited to see that. And then the other one that I'm looking forward to is Don't Worry, Darling, with Florence Pugh and Harry Styles. There's been a lot of buzz around that movie, and I don't know. I've been looking forward to it. So
It's funny. None of that buzz has been
very good.
very good, but it
And it has nothing to do with the movie
with the
quality.
itself. If you can spare like, I don't even know, 10 minutes to go down a rabbit hole, might be worth it for the listeners.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited for all of those as well. In addition to the movie Pearl. So this is a prequel to the movie X, which is probably in my top 3 movies of the year. Maybe just top 5, around there. So one thing I love about even just... because the trailer dropped maybe a couple weeks ago. Apparently this movie was shot in secret while X was being shot. So that a trailer was shown at the end of X in theaters for the prequel already, which is fucking sick. And I'm also pretty sure this is like, because it's an A24 film, I'm pretty sure this was like the first time they've been greenlit for like a franchise.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then the
I mean, A24 is just...
they're a powerhouse.
They're amazing.
Yeah. And another movie I'm excited for is Bones and All. This one's starring Timothy Chalamet. Apparently, it got an 8.5-minute standing ovation.
Oh boy!
It's also funny how that's how we have to measure these movies as just...
Oh, it's like, oh my goodness! Oh, 8.5. I can't even imagine clapping for 8.5 minutes.
I can't imagine standing for that long.
I'd just be sitting there like, all right, guys. I mean, I get it's a good movie, but like, let's chill.
Yeah, I mean, because I guess, I don't know, like, we don't really get a whole lot of information if you're not there, like, so that is something that's just always readily available. Just, oh, well.
I'll tell you what, I would feel so awkward as an actor or like the director who's on stage, and then they start doing an ovation, and it's like, all right, 10 seconds, like, all right, thank you, and then it goes on a little bit, and you're like, all right, thank you, yeah, thank you, and then it's a little bit longer, and you're just sitting there like, yeah, thank you, please stop,
Please let me sit down.
Just let us sit down and go away.
Because it's funny, Elvis the movie
Yep.
got a 12-minute standing ovation at the Cannes Film Festival.
Yep.
Which, have you guys seen Elvis yet?
I saw about 35 minutes of it, and it was going nowhere.
That movie is fucking weird. But anyway, just imagine standing there for 12 minutes, just like, oh my god, please stop looking.
Oh my god, I'd kill myself. I'd actually want to just crawl in a hole and die.
Yeah, I'd rather just like trip and fall down some stairs and everyone look at that.
Yeah, honestly.
Sam, anything interest you?
Let's see. So I was also wanting to see Don't Worry, Darling and The Whale. Those are two pretty much the only movies that I really looked at in there that had actors and actresses that I knew. Brendan Fraser, great actor. I do like him and other, like, was it Inkheart and the Mummy series.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And along with, I think you forgot to mention, but Chris Pine is also in Don't Worry, Darling, which I am a big fan of him as well.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard he's pretty terrifying in that. It's not even
overall, there's some good movies for sure.
That is a statement, yes. There are good movies here.
Movies exist, and these are things that we do.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh, gotta love morning podcasts. All right.
Yeah, the energy.
You guys ready to fucking hate yourselves? Because I got some pay the tab.
No.
Bring it on, baby.
All right. So what do we want? I'll give you the option. Of one of two numbers. I won't tell you what they are, but we can do either 1 or 2 first, and I want you to choose 1 or 2.
All right.
Give me lucky number 2.
Okay. This is the worst of the two. You guys know Duke's mayonnaise?
Yeah.
Okay. So Duke's
Jeez.
Duke's
I don't like the sound of
unveils
that.
I don't like this already.
Tubby, the first mascot in their 105-year brand history. So Duke's Mayonnaise has a mascot now called Tubby. And it's supposedly a mascot that's personifying Duke's twang. Now, I'm going to send you a picture in the chat of what this guy looks like, and tell me this is not something you've seen in like a fever dream or a nightmare.
Oh, nice.
This is
The guy needs to go get his brows waxed.
yeah, this is a stunning individual.
Yeah, so it says this press release says adorned with shifty eyes and shaggy brows, the mascot's physical appearance and saucy personality left Duke's fans wondering what was happening when he took control of Duke's brand channels last week to announce himself. So not only did they just announce a mascot, but they let this tub of mayo take over their social channels, which is a decision.
It's always great when like everyone's first reaction is just, "What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Who is this lump of lard looking at me?"
And so the mascot announced himself through a series of tweets, selfies, and interactions with cult-like fans who, if you're the person interacting with Duke's mayonnaise on social regularly, there's some things you got to evaluate about yourself. But it began with a tweet that said "Hello World," which was spelled HELLUWRLD. And then said, "Hey tweeter, I need a name. Not like a tweeter name, like a name, like the kind you put on name tags. What should it be?" And the great people decided on Tubby. And so this is a quote from Rebecca Lepesco, who's Duke's brand manager of Mayo. Duke's brand manager of Mayohem. Which, what? Says Tubby the mascot is one more way Duke's continues to shake up the condiment category and connect with its customers. We're the rebels in an all too traditional category, and we've given ourselves permission to have some fun with this character who's passionate, curious, and a little unhinged. You know what? There's a reason that the mayo category is traditional.
I just find it so funny because like mascots, you know, they're 99% of them exist for like a sports team, you know, to get fans riled up, you know, get them excited for the game. You get this Tubby, I'll call him his official legal name. Just getting people hyped for some mayo.
I mean, God, like why?
Also, it's not even a hot take, but I hate, you know, like there's this, it's like the category of like Instagram, Twitter, where it's like you give your pet an Instagram, like a page or whatever.
Yeah.
And you just make them sound like
they're the ones posting.
Yeah, it's like, "Alright, I love mayonnaise, yes I do. How about you?" Like, I just find that so dumb. I hate it. I also like, now that I'm looking at a close-up picture, that you can see a hole in between his eyes where the unfortunate person inside that costume has to look out of.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Man, imagine that being your job. Like, who are you? I'm Tubby, the Duke's Mayo guy.
I don't mean to keep derailing this, but
No, please.
So I don't know if you guys heard, but in the last preseason game of NFL, the Ravens mascot, they're doing like the mascots versus like the kids, and he tore his ACL while he was playing football.
Goodness.
And they had to cart him off in the costume.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just like imagine like your friends don't know, and all of a sudden you have to show up in a wheelchair because like your ACL is just evaporated. they're like, oh no, what happened? And you can't just be like, a 10-year-old tackled me while I was in a bird costume.
Well, so I want to just real quick touch on this other thing that I have. Subway, our friends at Subway, have a battle pass now. Subway's inaugural $15 foot-long pass month-long subscription. So they've got a subscription service. So it's actually really just a subscription service, but it's a monthly subscription service that is available for My Way Rewards members. They had 10,000 passes to give out across the country and sold out in 6 hours. And footlong pass holders can buy Subway's iconic menu item, the footlong, also really the only menu item that they have at Subway that you should be buying, for 50% off on the Subway app. So you buy this pass for $15 and you can get half off a sub.
I'm looking at some the reward thing. It's like, oh, for every $1 you spend, you get 4 tokens. But once you earn 200 tokens, you only get $2 off your next Subway sandwich.
What the fuck?
The math is not adding up here.
Wait a minute. So spend about $400 with us,
and we'll give you.
And you can get $2 off your next sub. Don't worry, guys. We're here for the people.
What would that be? $50 to get $2 off?
I think so.
If you're spending $50 at Subway
regularly,
I'm hoping you have a family.
Oh boy. So yeah, Subway month-long pass. Interesting stuff. So, do you think it's time to get into some hot takes?
You know, I was gonna say we could do that, or we could quickly touch upon what we've been watching before we burn all the good graces we have with the listeners.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Cool.
What have you been watching lately, Connor?
So I've been on a heater recently.
Oh.
So I finally got around to seeing Nope.
Nice.
Incredible movie. Probably, I said Pearl or X was top 5. This one's probably top 2 for me.
Oh, wow.
What else? I finally got around to seeing Knives Out. Also incredible movie.
Great film. Second one comes out this year.
Exactly. So I wanted to get myself acclimated. I saw Orphan First Kill, which if you've seen Orphan, you know that there's like a pretty big twist. If you haven't, there's a pretty big twist in it.
Just beware. There's a twist.
Yeah. Orphan First Kill. Surprisingly, another really good twist to it.
Really?
Yeah. Was not expecting it at all. But I thought it was pretty good. And a movie that I did not think was good, Samaritan. Which,
yeah, I've heard that movie's pretty trash.
It's trash, but somehow it had a really good twist in it.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I thought it had no business doing.
Cool. Well, Sam, what have you been watching?
Yeah, I've actually been watching a lot more TV shows than movies recently.
It all counts.
But I did this weekend. I did watch the new movie Beast with Idris Elba.
Oh boy.
With that, on the lions and the stuff like that.
The tigers and the bears, oh my.
Oh yeah. That wasn't a bad movie. It's definitely not the greatest, but it was only an hour and 20 minutes long too, so it was kind of short.
Honestly, it's probably for the better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably.
It's kind of like one of those things you was like, well, is this really something that needs to go on longer?
I I do find it funny with that movie that Idris wanted his daughter casted, and they didn't give her the part because they didn't have chemistry on camera.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Yikes.
Not great.
As for TV shows, I was behind the boys train, so I finished that maybe a week or two ago.
Very nice.
Welcome.
I've been watching House of the Dragon, The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, and I also been watching the Amazon Prime Video show Invincible, animated.
Let's go.
That's a really good show.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm on episode 6 right now, so I got a couple more in this season. So
Yeah, it's a good show. I can't wait for season 2. If they ever get around to it.
I don't know anything about what it's about, so I'll have to look it up.
I think it's worth it. What have you been
I have
watching,
been
sir?
watching. I've been watching. I just finished watching Everything Everywhere All at Once, which was wild. What a wild ride, but worth it. It was amazing, but holy shit, is that movie fucking weird?
It goes places.
Yeah, it is. It's really good though. I just finished watching The White Lotus, the HBO series. That was really good. I've been watching House of the Dragon, so that's been really good. So not too much in like the immediate recency, but been watching some stuff.
That's good to hear.
Speaking of TV shows, can we just briefly talk about the post-credit scene of the latest She-Hulk episode?
Oh God. Oh yeah, I've been watching She-Hulk. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot about that show.
You know what? I didn't make it through
I
the
think
episode.
that kind of describes the whole vibe of She-Hulk. It's like, I forgot about you.
I'm kind of... The fatigue is kind of set back in.
Mm-hmm.
But I just love the idea that Marvel has been screwing their VFX team over so
badly.
And they had the gall to be like, hey, so listen, I know you haven't seen your family in a week, but we need to make her twerk.
So
We need it done by tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
have fun.
Good luck.
And if you don't do it, you're never working again.
once you're done, we will finally feed you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean the show itself is fun, but I don't know. I don't like fun right now.
Hot takes.
Yeah, speaking of not having fun.
Yeah, let's get into some hot takes.
All right, anyone have some honorable mentions?
I have a bonus, but I want to do it last.
I have an honorable mention, so...
Rip it.
All right, so present day, I think Henry Cavill is the most underrated actor of today.
Okay.
And he needs to be in more shows. He would have been a good addition to House of the Dragon, I think.
I can see it.
I'm not sure if you guys seen the Witcher series on Netflix, but he did an excellent job with that. So
Yeah, he seems like he would have been a great fit. Even if you just plucked that character out and dropped him in House of the Dragon, like he could have been a Targaryen.
Because he's like in everything. He's Superman. He's played in the Mission Impossible. He's Sherlock Holmes in the Enola Holmes series, movie series. So he's
very interesting.
Yeah,
I like that take. I also want to point out, because it just made me think of, because you were talking about like he should be in House of the Dragon. And I was thinking, oh, Matt Smith's in House of the Dragon. Of course they could put Henry Cavill in. And that made me realize I just watched also Last Night in Soho with that was with Matt Smith in it, and I was like, I forgot to mention that. So also seen Last Night in Soho. But yes, I'm good with that take. I feel like that's a solid take.
Okay, I got an honorable mention.
All right.
I think jump scares in horror movies suck. Not because I get scared, but I feel like the building tension, or like the buildup of tension, is so much more effective than just like loud noise, music,
Having
cue.
a spooky dude pop out.
Exactly. Like I've always said, like, I think the best way to get me scared, at least, is like I forget what movie. I think it was like Annabelle Creation or Origins, whatever. The second one they made that was actually good. There's like a scene where the girl's like in a dark room and all of a sudden she's like trying to go down the stairs but she can't, and you just hear footsteps coming super close. I was like, see, that's effective. I would much rather see that than what actually happens. She just gets yoinked up with like the violin screech.
Yeah. Brum.
Exactly. Like, I think build the tension, cut out the violence and the loud noises.
I agree with
I
that.
like that.
I agree.
All right. Now I want to go into my number 3 now that you guys have done some honorable mentions.
Rip it.
So, my number 3 take is casting megastars in movies might be good to bring in money, but more often than not, I believe they lead to a bad movie or just not being invested in the characters at all.
I know this is directly... if you could look at a person and say this, you're looking at The Rock.
I was thinking the exact same
Maybe
thing.
a little bit, maybe slightly looking, but like for anyone, like for me, like any movie that has like Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise for the most part, although I think Top Gun, Maverick and Top Gun that's his series, so yes, that's an exception, but like any of these like megastars, like you cast them in a movie and they are that person in the movie. They're not like, they're not like enveloping the character. I would much rather see like lesser known or unknown actors take on the role because then it becomes that.
I can agree with that.
I agree with
just
that.
look at Rogue One, the movie Rogue One. They didn't cast not Felicity Jones, Diego Luna. Like they don't really.
They're not household names yet.
It would have been a lot different of a movie if you had Anne Hathaway and George Clooney in that role.
I guess the only big one was Mads Mikkelsen, but again,
but even then,
he did
he's
a great
really
job.
not that big.
Yeah, it's
like
I feel
in
like
comparison.
It's more like because I don't know how to describe it. Like when you think of Mads Mikkelsen, you just think terrific actor.
Mm-hmm.
Other people, it's just like, okay, I see you as a celebrity.
Right.
Instead of like an actor.
Like you look at any movie that has had like Kevin Hart in it, for example, and it's just Kevin Hart in a movie playing Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Versus like you get someone else in there, like it's a lot different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This isn't my hot take, but I feel like Ryan Reynolds is starting to slip into
He's getting there.
Because like a lot of his characters now are kind of the same. It's like
that Deadpool kind of
Deadpool, where it's just like, okay, serious joke. Oh, here's a joke that you shouldn't tell your parents. Yeah. Still love him.
So
though.
that's my number 3.
Sam.
Oh, okay. So my number 3. You guys like Back to the Future series, right?
Yeah.
I think the part 3 is the best one.
Interesting.
Really, the Western.
I do. I enjoy the Western Back to the Future. I do enjoy that one. That was the one I grew up on. That's the one I watched the most when I was a kid and when I first got introduced with it. But I think that is the best one out of the 3.
I like that one, but the first one's just the best.
Apparently not.
I know.
Apparently not. Yeah.
I know it's rated higher, but I just.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
Not in the eyes of Sam.
The eyes of the Sam holder.
There you go.
You know what? This was going to be my number 1, but because it kind of ties into what you just said, I'm gonna break it out earlier.
All right.
It's a 2-parter, but
Oh boy.
so first part, I think using box office numbers to rate movies is dumb. I think
Okay.
because I feel like things that are popular will sell regardless if they're good or not. Like we see this all the time in like with music. If it's a super popular artist like Drake or whoever, they could put an album that is just terrible,
Trash.
but because he's Drake, it's going to go number 1 to the charts because everyone's going to listen to it.
Yeah.
So I feel like just using those box office numbers I think it's a waste of your time. It's not.
It kind of ties into the megastars thing.
Yeah, it's not. As a fan, it's not our job to worry about box office numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we shouldn't use that as like, oh, like, no, this movie's good. Like it made $1 billion. It's like, well, no, it wasn't that good. And then the second part of that is just using an arbitrary number scale. This is also kind of contradictory. I think that's also kind of dumb.
Just like
Like
5 out of 5, great movie.
how I see it is like movies are art, and as we know, art is subjective. So
Don't tell Martin Scorsese that.
yeah, Dr. Cinema. So I feel like with movies, yes, like a movie can have value beyond just being good, or getting like a high score, like we were saying with Back to the Future 3. Yeah, it might not have scored well, but in your eyes, it was the better movie. And I feel like that's how we should scale movies instead of just being like, oh, well, I'm going to give this a 54%. Because I feel like, what does that even mean? A 54? How do you qualify that?
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lifetime highest grossing movies, and Star Wars Episode 8: The Last Jedi is ranked number 16 of all time.
Yikes.
Yeah.
So like, above Frozen, above Iron Man, Captain America, and Civil War, like above Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Comparable movies that are much better.
Exactly.
I mean, given it's like inflation and stuff, but still, I know what you mean, and I kind of agree with it too. So
yeah. I think it's an okay measure to use, but it should not be like a main argument. It should at best should just be a support.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I like that.
Thank you.
My number 2 take is quite controversial, and I will unveil it here. So, I believe that movie theaters are overrated, and I much prefer being at home to watch a movie.
I kind of disagree with that.
I kind of also disagree with that.
That's why it's a hot take.
Yeah, this is what we wanted.
Yeah.
'Cause I agree. Like, I think I said when I was talking about Nope a couple episodes ago, like, I didn't want to see it in theaters. I just want to have that experience to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are definitely scenarios where if you don't see it in theaters, you're going to miss out. Like with the Spider-Man No Way Home. If you get to see it in theaters, everyone is probably just as jacked up as you are. Once the Spider-Mans all come out, everyone's just going ballistic in there. Like that
I will
seems
say,
like a fantastic environment to be in.
I will say I have had good movie theater experiences. Like when I know Sam and I went and saw Force Awakens at midnight opening night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the first release time that it was out.
One of the first releases, yeah.
Yeah, and that movie theater was so jam packed, and it was
up
like
and stuff. Yeah,
people were dressing up, and when they unveiled like Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon and all that stuff. Cheers in the theater, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But more often than not, I don't get that experience, and I'd much rather just be at home watching a movie.
I feel like there is a kind of like if you're in a fandom like that where like a Star Wars movie, everyone grew up with those, and then if there's going to be a new one, they want to be like in theaters to see it. Same with like Marvel movies now. I saw like Top Gun Maverick in theaters. People weren't like cheering or like doing that, but oh my god, it was if I saw that movie just at home first, I don't think I would like it as much. I thought it was a phenomenal movie. I keep saying like my rankings, but I think that's my favorite movie of the year. I don't think it would be like that if I didn't see it in theaters first.
I agree. When I saw it in theaters, it was a different experience, and everybody I told, I'm like, you need to see this movie in theaters because
I never did.
It's just, I don't know.
the big
It was
screen.
just like the big screen, the loud noises. You're actually
Exactly.
in the plane and stuff.
Exactly. You feel like you're there
That's
with them.
interesting. Interesting.
Sam, you got number 2?
Yeah. This one, Aaron, you're probably gonna hate me for.
Oh Jesus.
It's a Star Wars one.
Oh boy.
Revenge of the Sith is not as good as everybody says it is.
Oh. That hurts.
Now, don't get
That
me wrong.
hurts.
I really enjoy. It's the best prequel. It is my rank number 4. My ranking goes Return. Return of the Jedi, Empire, New Hope, and then Revenge.
So you just went like chronologically backwards.
Yeah, well, yeah. But that first third of the movie is, I don't know. I'm not.
What, you don't like the first 45 minutes where they're in General Grievous's ship?
I mean, I enjoy it, but like after seeing it, like it's just like I don't know. But the final act of that movie is, I think, what holds people up and saving. Well, not really saving grace because it's a great movie. Like I'd still,
Still good,
I think the people are held up on the final third of the movie.
It like holds it to a higher regard.
Yeah. So, don't get me wrong, guys. It's one of my, it's still one of my favorite Star Wars movies and stuff. So,
I mean, I'm not gonna even. It wasn't even recent, but I only saw it once, and yeah, I wouldn't say it's like my favorite. It's definitely the best of the prequel, I would say.
Not hard to beat.
Yeah, they're pretty boring to start. Yeah. I guess this is somewhat related. I guess not really. My number 2 is, I think action movies are boring.
Oh!
With the only, like, what will only keep them upright is if they have good, like, action choreography. But, like,
I can agree with that.
There's rarely ever any tension. Like, good guy, bad guy, good guy will win in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no matter what happens, you really don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, right. It's like the end of the movie is like, all right, this is gonna work out. Don't worry.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I feel like action movies are so predictable now because it's, a youngin' person coming up training. They meet him and the villain meet halfway through the movie, and you're like, all right, this can't be the end of the movie. The hero loses, goes back, retrains, and then goes back and defeats the villain. It's pretty much the same plot every time.
Exactly. And some movies do kind of break that mold, but
yeah.
Like, I will say Infinity War.
Exactly, that was the one I was
great action movie. Broke the mold. Good guys lose. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen any Marvel movie, just don't.
Leave that out.
Beep. No, like, good guys lose. And that was like a big deal.
Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what I like about horror movies a lot, because not only do you have like the tension throughout of like, all right, something creepy's happening or whatever. So many times, the people like you're supposed to be rooting for lose in the end. Like, whatever evil they were fighting still is there. Sometimes they get killed, sometimes it's just still existing. But I think having that added, it's like unnerving. It's like, ooh, you got me.
Yep. I think that leads really well into my number 1.
Okay.
So I'm glad you said that. So my number 1 was that solo action movies, like your John Wicks, your Bournes, your Mission Impossibles. It's like one protagonist action movie. I think those are incredibly overrated and boring. Almost every single time. Almost every time. I've never seen any of the John Wicks. I've seen 1 or 2 Mission Impossibles and 1 or 2 Bourne movies, and every time I watch them or I see them, I see like I've seen some other like random ones. They're just all the same, and I hate it. Like, they're boring. They're overrated.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I like the Wick movies. what I've seen of the Mission Impossible. I think I just got like 1 or 2 left to watch, but yeah, no, it's kind of like what I was saying. It's just predictable.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not gonna have like John Wick takes a fucking beating, but at the end of the day, he's
Always wins.
getting up. Whoever he was hunting or hunting him, they won't be alive much longer.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna change it up in John Wick 4. I think John Wick's gonna die in the first 5 minutes, and then his dog's gonna take his revenge.
It'll be the dog's revenge story.
You know what that reminds me of? There's do you guys watch Big Mouth?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in like the last season they put out, there was like the Christmas episode, and in it, it's like a bunch of vignettes about just different fucked up Christmas situations. But one of them, it's like a guy and his dog, and the guy gets killed by like a mob essentially. So then the dog trains to become a killer. It just kills everyone. That's what I imagine John Wick 4 will be.
That's awesome. God. All right, Sam, what's your number one?
My number one. I have Spider-Man No Way Home is the most overrated superhero movie in existence.
Really?
Yes.
Wow,
In
that is a hot
existence
take.
is hot.
In existence.
That is a hot take.
I didn't notice I didn't say it was bad. I
Yeah.
just said overrated.
Yeah.
hot.
So
Hot take.
That's a tamale
Ooh,
right there.
spicy. Whoa,
this
boy.
this movie, people are blinded by nostalgia and cameos. If
Damn.
you put that away, it's a an average movie.
Tell him.
But I think I just think it's just overrated. I think people are just blew it out of proportion. There's a lot more.
You know, I kind of agree with that because I feel like
Oh my
'cause I
god.
feel like what
It was great.
it was a good movie, and what made it great was everything from Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man, Daredevil. It's just stuff that like wasn't going to be a part of the plan, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? It's funny because this actually ties into my number one.
All right, let's hear it.
So I want to make this known. I love Andrew Garfield.
Oh,
Great actor. He's probably my favorite Spider-Man. If Sony is going to just keep doing what they're doing, I don't want to watch another Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I would
Really?
rather just let that character not exist if they're going to just put out slop. Like, because
okay.
the Venom movies, some of it's fun. Overall, it's not a good movie. Morbius sucked. Like, they have the, what's it called?
It's Morbin time.
As Matt Smith would say, I don't know what that means. They have, like, the Madam Web, the Craven. I don't think any of them are going to be good. And I would just rather them just not even try.
I think Madam Web has a chance.
It could, but I don't trust them. Which is weird because like they put out like Into the Spider-Verse, which is phenomenal.
Fantastic.
Phenomenal.
That's Sony, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think they have it in them to make a good like live action Spider-Man movie. So I would just I'd rather just not see Andrew Garfield be Spider-Man again.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, I've got a bonus, and this one might be my hottest take.
Oh.
Hit it.
I think that the MCU should have ended like at Endgame. Like that should have been it. No more after that.
Elaborate.
Like I feel like the ending of Endgame was so well done, and it closed up so many stories that I think it should have been it, and it cheapens the sacrifices that Iron Man made and that the decisions that Captain America made and all this other stuff. it makes it useless to keep going.
I can agree to that to an extent.
Yeah, I mean,
I think, yeah. I mean, they should have ended after that, waited several years, and then push out like brand new characters and not bring back any of the older characters. I guess I can see that.
yeah, I feel like if they had waited, like before I don't remember what came out immediately after Endgame. Was that Far
It was
From Home?
Black Widow, right?
Oh, Black Widow. Yeah.
Oh no, no, Far From. No, wait, hold on.
Well, canonically, I think Far From Home was the next one. I think Black Widow did come out before it, though.
I mean, stuff like Black Widow or like, I guess Eternals or even like Secret Invasion, like depending on when that takes place, like those are fine because they're prequels. They go through stuff that happened before. But like the direct sequels, and like now they're talking like Secret Wars is going to be a whole big thing, and the Kang Dynasty, and it's like that just makes Tony Stark. First off, Tony Stark's sacrifice means nothing, absolutely nothing, because yeah, you saved the world, but here comes this other bigger bad. And it's like, okay, so now what? Iron Man just meant nothing to anyone.
Yeah. Kind of feels like it's like, all right, who's next?
Yep,
All right.
literally. That's
Who's
actually
next?
how I feel about it. Like, and I get that there's a lot of stories to hit. Like, the comics have so much stuff, but like, you set up this whole arc, this 20 plus movie arc of these characters, and it culminates with them fighting Thanos, the big bad of the Avengers series. They beat him. That should be it. That should be the end of it. You've already done all this work, years and years of work setting up all these characters, giving them backstories, giving them us a reason to care about them. You finally beat the big bad. It's over. You win. Leave it at that. Don't go back in and say, okay, so what's next? Now there's this bigger bad guy named Kang who's he's coming and he's gonna mess shit up with the Avengers. It's like, why did they even try then? Why did Tony Stark even try? Because there's just another guy. Why did Captain America make a sacrifice that he did? Or not even a sacrifice, make the choice to stay with Peggy if he knew that there were more big bads coming? Like, I don't know. It just, to me, it's just absurd. They had such a good ending, and that should have been it.
I feel like if I want to be careful with how I word this too, because I do still, I know I keep saying like the fatigue is already in, but the shows that movies that have came out since Endgame, there have been some good ones. Like Shang-Chi has been one of the better Phase 4 movies, I would say. I just feel like there was, it's hard to say. I feel like when Tony died and Steve stayed in the past, I feel like that was a emotional stepping off point for everyone. It's like, okay, like these are the characters that I was invested in from the beginning. I got to grow with them, see them go through their like personal arcs and whatnot, and now that they're done, I don't have that same emotional attachment to anyone left.
Yep.
I just feel like I feel like they do just need something to get people attached again.
That's fair.
So I don't think the shows are really doing it. No matter how many like fun characters they want to introduce, they're not going to have the same impact, I feel like.
Yep.
I know you'll get roasted for that one.
Yeah, probably.
That's okay.
That's all right, though.
That's why we do it.
Yep, exactly. So I think to finish off this podcast, and so I know it's been a bit of a longer one, but we've had a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
But where I want to finish on a nice game. I want to play a little game we haven't done in a while called 1-Star Amazon Reviews. Now these, I have 4 movies, 3 normal and a bonus, and what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to read these reviews from Amazon. They are 1-star reviews of popular movies. And you have to try and guess what the movie is. If you can guess what the movie is, you get a point. And at the end, we'll see where we sit. Now, I will tell you that all of these movies are from within the last 5 years.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So, just keep that in mind. Are you guys ready?
I am ready.
Ready, Freddy.
All right. So number 1 says, quote, I don't like dissing on movies, but this movie is so boring and difficult to watch. First, the movie is dark, and I mean like they filmed it in black and white in shadows and then put soft overlays of color on it. You can barely see the outlines of the characters in the dark settings. That just isn't a fun viewing experience. Second, the main actor is acting like he's channeling Edward Cullen. Finally, the director seems to be wishy-washy if he wanted this to be a completely dark gothic film or add some comic relief in the form of zinger one-liners. This made the zinger one-liners limp and lame. Awkward to watch, very cringeworthy. You honestly will not miss anything if you don't see this movie.
I think I have an idea.
All right, let's go with... I'll let each of you say your answer before I give you the answer.
I think it's The Batman.
Okay.
He doesn't do that many quips though. I feel like that's the one thing that, because I was thinking the same thing. Shit. There's so many movies that also fall victim to just horrible lighting.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I'm gonna say The Nice Guys.
All right. Sam, you get the point. It was The Batman from 2022.
Damn it.
Talked
myself out.
I want to point out, you very much did. I want to point out, I had to cut up this review because it was like a 500-word paragraph of how shit this person thought this movie was. Great movie, by the way.
It was a good movie.
Fantastic film.
Yeah.
Edward Cullen kind of gave it away.
Yeah, I was
figured
thinking
it
about
would.
that too. I was like, well, I mean, it's the 1-to-1 comparison, The Tenet.
All right. All right, next movie. This goes, we watched this during my child's birthday party. I'm glad we didn't buy it. It's not worth the 5-star reviews. It's boring and seriously lacks depth. There are much better Pixar movies out there. Do yourself a favor and watch one of those.
Ooh.
Is it Lightyear?
It is not Lightyear. I'll give you that.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with Coco.
Both of you are incorrect.
Wait.
This movie, it was a review for the movie Soul,
Oh,
which is one of my favorite films, Pixar films of all time.
I have not seen it yet.
Another.
Oh my God, how? Watch it, please. Please watch it. It's so good. Don't listen to this review. They missed the entire point of the movie.
It's supposed to be that way.
It's literally like it has so much depth to it. It literally, I don't understand. Anyways, okay. All right, second to last one. I also have a bonus. Okay. So this goes, this really was a terrible movie. I wouldn't go so far as to say I was rooting for the monsters, but it was a close call given how dumb the family was scripted to act. Far too often, they had me wanting to yell at the screen and rolling my eyes in disbelief because of some new stupid thing done by one or more of the humans. or some absurd plot development. Sure, we suspend disbelief for a movie, but it still has to be coherent and not insanely stupid. And this movie was insanely stupid. It's a movie on Prime, but I don't think it's worth watching for free. I suggest skipping this movie and seeing anything else with the leads if you like them, or with monsters, or with talking.
I have an idea.
All right.
Is it?
You guys got an idea?
Is it
I have no idea.
the Mitchells versus the Machines?
Okay. That's Connor's guess. Sam, what is your guess?
Oh crap. I'm gonna go with Army of the Dead.
Okay. You're both wrong. And Connor, I believe this is a film that is near and dear to your
I
heart.
swear to God.
This would be a review for the 2018 film A Quiet Place.
Oh, really?
Apparently, someone thought that it was insanely stupid and wants to watch anything else with people talking.
Oh, that should have been the dead giveaway.
I feel like though, like the way they worded it was like they didn't mean like with where people actually talk. It was more like, any other movie would have been better than this one. And that's why I kept it in there.
Well, I feel like you only bring up talking because famously they cannot
famously
talk in that movie.
they cannot talk in this.
That's why it's called A Quiet Place.
You really like that movie, right?
I thought it was all right. I thought the first one was. I thought they were both good, but I wouldn't say they're like in my favorites.
Okay, but yeah, so that is a review for A Quiet Place, and now my bonus one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's 1-0, Sam. Now, if someone can get this, they will win. It's worth 2 points.
Oh.
So whoever gets this will win the game. My bonus. You ready for this review?
Go for it.
Okay. This is a 1-star review on Amazon. And it goes, Snoozefest. All right, which movie is it? I will say it is from 2022.
Snoozefest?
Snoozefest.
Is it?
I'm gonna go with Doctor Strange.
I'm gonna say The Northman.
Ooh, you are both incorrect.
Let's keep guessing.
Oh,
Let's keep guessing.
okay. Give me another guess.
We'll get this one.
Give me another guess.
He said released this year.
Yes.
Top Gun.
I swear to God, if someone said that about Top Gun, I'm gonna find them. Nope.
Well, one of you got this right.
Oh,
I swear to God, if someone said that about Top Gun, I am going to find their location. Respectfully.
This was a review. This was a review for the movie Top Gun Maverick.
No way. That's gonna be a troll. Come on.
Snoozefest,
That's gotta
1
be
star.
Like someone just like, fuck Tom Cruise.
I swear on my life, I was looking for, when I was prepping this, I was like, you know what, Top Gun, let's see if I can find a good Top Gun review. And I literally just saw one that, all it said was Snoozefest. It was rated 1 star. I was like, I'm pulling it.
Jeez.
Oh my
Disrespectfully,
goodness.
I don't think that person deserves an opinion.
Oh my goodness. Well, that means Sam wins on a score of 3-0. But wow. Yep, Top Gun
I'm not
Maverick.
even upset about losing.
Just upset about
Just upset that
the
someone they're literally flying fucking fighter planes, blowing shit up.
God. Well, I think that's just gonna just about do it for the Filmbox podcast. Thanks for listening, everyone, and if you want to hear more from us, you can check us out on all our socials. We have a Twitter, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, and we got TikTok, we got all that stuff. Follow us on Twitter for our most commonly occurring updates. But we'll have all our stuff linked. in the show description. I also want to thank Josh Woodward for amazing theme music. We love it. He's great. So go check his stuff out. And yeah, we've got a merch store. So yeah, merch. Buy our merch. We love merch. And yeah, if you like this episode, give us a rating, leave a review. Everything helps us. We really appreciate it. We do this show completely for free. We don't charge anything. The only thing that we have available for purchase is merch, like I said. So we invest our own time and money, and we just love it if you leave a review, let us know what you think of the show, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But yeah, I think without further ado, on this longer episode of the Filmbox podcast, my name's Aaron Souza.
I'm Connor, and I'm currently finding this person.
And I'm Sam.
And we'll see you next time on the Filmbox podcast.
Later, y'all.
It's a beautiful day, I'm running away. Don't bother to Facebook message or call me, 'cause I'm living life in airplane mode and everything is okay. I just want to play, unplug for the day and live in the moment, 'cause I'm living life in airplane mode, yeah.
Today's a great day to start your own podcast. Whether you're looking for a new marketing channel, have a message you want to share with the world, or just think it'd be fun to have your own talk show, podcasting is an easy, inexpensive, and fun way to expand your reach online. Buzzsprout is hands down the easiest way and the best way to launch, promote, and track your podcasts. Your shows can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and even more within minutes of finishing your recording. Podcasting isn't hard when you have the right partners, and the team at Buzzsprout is passionate about helping you succeed. Join over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout to get their message out to the world. Let's create something great together.
Following the link in the show notes lets Buzzsprout know we sent you, as well as getting you a $20 Amazon gift card if you sign up for a paid plan, and it helps support our show.
We use Buzzsprout, and honestly, it's really great. I use it to track all of our where we're being listed. We get our own website. It's really just a fantastic service, and I would recommend it to anyone that's interested in starting a podcast.
Buzzsprout helps you get your show listed on every major podcast platform. That takes one of the hardest steps in creating a podcast out of the equation for you, thanks to Buzzsprout's help.
And if you want to upgrade, Buzzsprout has tons of guides to help you find the right equipment at the right price. Plus, it helps you navigate how to do things, how to market your show, how to make money off your show, how to do all sorts of stuff. It's all right there for you to use. Honestly, it's not hard when you have the right partners, and Buzzsprout is absolutely one of the best partners you can have out there.
They care about you. They're passionate about helping you succeed with your show.
So if you're interested in signing up for Buzzsprout, use the link in the description of the show here. Like we said, it'll get you $20 Amazon gift card. And it supports us, and we appreciate it greatly. And now, back to the show.
Ooh.